When Marcus Washington entered the kitchen, everyone assumed he was there to wash dishes. But when he cooked his first meal, even 15-year veteran chefs lined up to learn from him. Le Jardin, located in the heart of Manhattan, was one of the city's most prestigious restaurants. With its Art Deco interior design, crystal chandeliers, and white marble floors, it was an indispensable meeting point for New York's elite. But the real magic happened in the open kitchen surrounded by glass walls. This was like a sacred stage where the world's most talented chefs displayed their artistry. Marcus Washington was a 35-year-old tall and athletic black man. His dark face showed the maturity that came with age, and his brown eyes held the calmness brought by years of experience. But as he entered through Le Jardin's back door that morning, with his modest appearance and hidden identity, he looked like an ordinary job seeker. When he stepped into the kitchen's main hall, the team busy with morning preparations didn't notice him. The stainless steel counters were spotless, knives sharp, pots gleaming, and spices arranged in orderly rows. The kitchen was like an orchestra's pre-rehearsal silence. Everyone focused on their tasks, preparing for perfection. "Excusez-moi," said Chef Antoine Dubois, a 52-year-old head chef who graduated from Paris's most prestigious culinary schools. His gray hair under the white chef's hat, thin mustache, and perpetually tense posture gave him an authoritative air. When he saw Marcus, he frowned. "Who are you?" "This is the kitchen, not the customer area," Marcus replied calmly. "Marcus Washington, I'm starting work today." The expression on Antoine's face changed. Surprise, then slight disdain appeared. "Ah, the new staff." He emphasized the word deliberately. "Isabella, show our new dishwasher his place." Isabella Romano, a 29-year-old Italian sous chef, raised her head from behind the counter. Her black hair was tied in a bun, her apron was spotless, and her hands were quickly chopping vegetables. When she looked at Marcus, there was surprise in her eyes. "Dishwasher," Isabella murmured, looking at Antoine. "But you said Mr. James was bringing a new chef." "The new chef will come tomorrow," said Antoine, surveying Marcus. This is temporary help. Show him the dishwashing section." Marcus's jaw tightened, but he made no sound. 20 years of experience had taught him. First impressions can be misleading, but real talent eventually shows itself. Isabella led Marcus to the back section of the kitchen. This area, with dishwashing machines, cleaning supplies, and detergents, was the least prestigious place in the kitchen. "Here it is," said Isabella, with a slight apologetic tone in her voice. "I know being judged by appearance isn't pleasant, but that's how things work here." Marcus smiled. "No problem at all. We all start somewhere." At that moment, Kevin O'Sullivan, a 24-year-old red-haired Irish young cook, approached them. "Hey, new friend. I'm Kevin. I've been working here for 2 years. He extended his hand to Marcus. "Have you worked in kitchens before?" "I have some experience," Marcus said modestly. Kevin laughed. "Great. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. By the way," he continued, lowering his voice, "Antoine can be a bit strict, French style, you know, but he's a good man at heart." Marcus nodded. He actually knew that Antoine's attitude was based on prejudices, not his heart, but he preferred to stay silent for now. Throughout the morning, Marcus washed dishes, cleaned the kitchen, and did simple prep work. But his eyes constantly watched the operations in the kitchen, the chef's techniques, the use of ingredients, the cooking rituals. Everything was familiar to him, as if he was in his own home. When the lunch rush began, things changed. Orders started increasing, the kitchen tempo accelerated, and everyone jumped into action. "Order up! Table 7, 2 duck confit, 1 lobster risotto," Antoine shouted, sweat drops beginning to appear on his forehead. Isabella was concentrating while stirring the risotto. Kevin was preparing garnish, but suddenly there was panic in Antoine's voice. "Merde, the hollandaise sauce is finished. Isabella, prepare a new batch immediately." Isabella turned in panic. "But chef, I have the risotto in my hands. If I leave it, it will burn." "I'll do it," said Kevin, but he had garnish in his hands. That's when Marcus stepped forward. "If you'll allow me, I can handle it." Antoine froze. "You? You're a dishwasher." "I know how to make hollandaise," Marcus said calmly. "Impossible." Antoine laughed angrily. "Hollandaise is one of the most difficult sauces. It requires years of experience." But the kitchen was in chaos. Orders were waiting. Customers were getting impatient. Let him try, Kevin said quickly. No harm done. We have no other choice. Marcus approached the counter. As he began melting butter on the stove, he whisked egg yolks in a separate bowl. His hands moved so expertly and confidently that even Isabella diverted her attention from the risotto to watch him. While slowly adding the butter to the egg mixture, he continuously whisked the mixture. Lemon juice, salt, white pepper, each ingredient was added in perfect proportions. His movements were so fluid and professional that they carried the traces of 20 years of experience. Within 5 minutes, he had prepared a perfect hollandaise sauce. Antoine dipped a spoon into the sauce, tasted it, and froze. C'est parfait, he stammered. This is perfect. Isabella also tasted it. Her eyes widened. How is this possible? I can't make this well. Kevin smiled. The man is very good, isn't he? But the real shock came with Marcus's next move. He surveyed the ingredients in the kitchen and turned to Antoine. If you'll allow me, let's try something not on the menu. A special surprise for the customers. Antoine's mouth hung open. What are you trying to say? Instead of answering, Marcus began gathering ingredients. Fresh crawfish, Cajun spices, creamy corn, andouille sausage. As if working with an artist's palette, he carefully selected each ingredient. What is he doing? Isabella whispered to Kevin. I don't know, but it looks very interesting. Marcus first cleaned the crawfish perfectly. Then he prepared the Cajun spice mixture: paprika, cayenne, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, oregano, and secret ingredients. The amount of each spice was calculated with years of experience. He put the pan on high heat, melted butter, and added the crawfish. He sautéed them with the spice mixture, the kitchen filled with mesmerizing aromas. At the same time, he was sautéing andouille sausage in another pan, preparing creamy corn, and making a special roux. His hands moved like a dancer's, never stopping. Mon Dieu, Antoine whispered. How is this man doing this? Isabella watched in fascination. His movements, it's like he's been doing this for 20 years. As a final touch, Marcus added fresh greens, acidified with lemon, and decorated the plate in such a way that it looked like a work of art. Taste it, Marcus said, extending the plate to Antoine. Antoine hesitated. Then he took the fork, tasted a bite, and his eyes widened. The flavor in his mouth was so intense, so complex, and perfectly balanced that it was something he hadn't tasted in years. This is incredible, he said, holding his breath. This is Southern fusion, but this technique, this flavor profile. Isabella also tasted it. My God, this is Michelin-starred restaurant level. Kevin also tried it. Dude, this is amazing. Where did you learn this recipe? Marcus smiled. Things learned in the family. My grandmother's recipes, with a little modern touch. At that moment, restaurant owner James Mitchell, a 45-year-old British businessman, entered the kitchen. He had noticed the excitement around. What's happening here? Are customers complaining about this smell? On the contrary, sir, Antoine said excitedly. Customers are curious about this smell. And this... He showed the plate to James. This is a dish prepared by our new dishwasher. James looked at Marcus in surprise. Dishwasher? He made this dish. Taste it, sir, Isabella said. James hesitantly took a bite. His expression changed instantly. Good heavens! This is incredible. This technical level, this flavor complexity. He turned to Marcus. Who are you, really? Marcus took a deep breath. It was time to stop keeping secrets. Marcus Washington, chef de cook, New Orleans' most famous restaurant, 3 Michelin stars, 2 James Beard Award winner. There was deep silence in the kitchen. Antoine's face paled. Marcus Washington, the Marcus Washington that Food and Wine magazine selected as Chef of the Year. The same, Marcus said humbly. Isabella's hands began to tremble. My God, you're a legend. You had an article in the New York Times. I watched you on Food Network. James Mitchell was in shock. But what are you doing here? Why are you washing dishes? Marcus smiled. Because a real chef can work anywhere in the kitchen. And because sometimes people judge you not by what you can do, but by what you look like. These words struck Antoine like an arrow. His face reddened, and he bowed with shame. Marcus, Chef Washington. I behaved terribly. I apologize. I judged you by your appearance. This is unacceptable. And I, said Isabella with tears in her eyes, when I asked if you had worked in kitchens before. How ignorant I must have seemed. Marcus approached them. Listen, you're all very talented chefs. It's just, sometimes prejudices block our vision. But this situation is an opportunity for all of us to learn something together. Kevin stepped forward excitedly. Chef Washington, can we learn from you? Please, these techniques. Of course, Marcus said. But first, let's send this plate to the customers. We'll make it the special of the day. James Mitchell was still in shock. Marcus, Chef Washington, what do you say about staying here? I mean, if you want executive chef position. Marcus thought, I have one condition. Everyone here, regardless of experience, should receive equal respect. And the kitchen should be a place of learning and growth, not ego. Of course, James said immediately. Absolutely. Antoine stepped forward. Chef Washington, I want to learn so much from you. If you allow me, I could be your assistant. Marcus smiled. We're a team, Antoine. Your French techniques, Isabella's Italian knowledge, Kevin's creativity. Together, we're stronger. That evening, a special menu was served at Le Jardin. Marcus's modern Southern fusion dishes became the most acclaimed menu in the restaurant's history. Customers wanted to see the chef of the meal. When Marcus emerged from the kitchen, he was greeted with applause. But the moment he was truly happy was when Antoine, Isabella, and Kevin stood proudly beside him. This, Marcus said to the customers, is the result of teamwork. In the kitchen, origin, color, or background doesn't matter. What matters is our passion and respect for each other. A few months later, Le Jardin received its second Michelin star. But for Marcus, the real reward was that Antoine had updated his chef's vocabulary. He now looked at character as well as technique when evaluating success. Isabella opened her own restaurant with the techniques she learned from Marcus. Kevin became known for his creative fusion recipes, and Marcus asked the same question to every newcomer. It's not what your past is, but what you want to do here that matters. Are you ready to learn? Because real chefmanship wasn't just about cooking. It was about feeding people, breaking prejudices, and bringing hearts together. And Marcus Washington was the chef who did this best.